Welcome to the BioPharma Business Intelligence Unit, where symbolic integrity meets strategic clarity. At BBIU, we go beyond the headlines to decode the structural forces behind global biopharma, AI, and economic realignment. If you value precision, verification, and symbolic depth, this channel is for you. Subscribe now to access our weekly briefings, dossiers, and intelligence reports, and consider joining our institutional tier to unlock early warning systems, custom metrics, and exclusive strategic insight. You're not just listening, you're entering the future of epistemic intelligence. www.biopharmabusinessintelligenceunit.com.
Distributor agreements. 11 structural pillars for sustainable business development. Introduction. In business development and sales, the signing of a distributor contract is often seen as the conclusion of negotiation. In reality, it is only the beginning of a partnership. Whether the agreement becomes an engine for growth or a liability depends not on the beauty of its clauses, but on their structural integrity and active enforcement. Through international practice, we have observed recurring patterns. Many companies sign contracts, set them on autopilot, and then cede leadership to distributors. Prices stagnate, marketing remains superficial, and scientific activities are neglected. The result is erosion of margins and loss of market control. To prevent this, distributor agreements must be built on a set of structural pillars that ensure accountability, discipline, and growth. Below, we present 11 critical pillars that every distributor contract must include. 1. Structural verification of the distributor. A distributor's words are not enough. The supplier must verify capital, sales team, and readiness for launch. Personal visits and operational checks often reveal weaknesses that would otherwise be hidden. Without verification, contracts become symbolic rather than functional. 2. Minimum annual purchase commitment. Commitment must be measured in numbers. A minimum annual purchase requirement ensures the distributor invests real capital and carries the incentive to build the market. This clause filters serious partners from opportunists. 3. Territorial pricing policy. Pricing discipline is essential. A clear territorial pricing policy prevents uncontrolled discounting, gray imports, and channel conflict. It protects brand value and ensures that distributors operate on equal footing. 4. Contract duration and renewal terms. Contracts need rhythm and accountability. Fixed-term agreements with renewals based on performance prevent stagnation. Insight from practice. While many managers prefer automatic renewals to avoid annual renegotiation, this often becomes a trap. Distributors may refuse to engage in renegotiation, leaving the supplier in contractual limbo, an agreement that continues de facto but without updated commitments. Structured renewals tied to performance reviews are therefore essential. 5. Non-compete and expansion procedures. A distributor cannot serve two masters. Non-compete clauses prevent handling directly competing products without approval. Where expansion is considered, formal procedures, notification, evaluation, veto rights must apply to protect long-term brand equity. 6. Sales conditions, upfront, financing, and credit discipline. Payment terms shape cash flow and define risk exposure. Upfront payments secure liquidity, financing can accelerate expansion if backed by guarantees, and credit terms must reflect financial stability. Discounts should be conditional on performance and timely payment. 7. Jurisdiction and legal venue in case of dispute. Disputes are inevitable. What matters is where they are resolved. A defined jurisdiction clause, whether in the supplier's home country or a neutral arbitration hub, creates predictability and prevents multi-jurisdictional conflicts. 8. Marketing and brand support obligations. A distributor must do more than hold stock. Contracts should obligate investment in marketing activities, product launches, and sales training. Suppliers may provide materials, but distributors must commit to visibility and activation. 9. Reporting, KPIs, and audit rights. Control requires data. Agreements must specify reporting schedules, define KPIs, sales volume, coverage share, and grant audit rights over inventory and compliance. Blind trust without monitoring is a structural risk. 10. Territory of sales coverage. Defining the geographic scope is fundamental. Clear boundaries prevent overlap and parallel trade. Depending on strategy, contracts can be exclusive to incentivize deep investment or non-exclusive to stimulate competition. The key is clarity and enforceability. 11. Product price list and active market leadership. Price lists must be updated regularly. In stable economies with 2 to 4% annual inflation, costs inevitably rise. Yet many companies, especially in Korea, tend to reduce product prices over time, eroding resources and margins. Insight from practice: too many managers set contracts on autopilot, failing to update prices or lead market activity. They rely on distributors' claims of investment while neglecting their own marketing and scientific programs. This cedes control of key opinion leaders, KOLs, and undermines negotiation power. Strategic imperative: suppliers must retain leadership over pricing, KOL relationships, and brand building activities. Distributors execute, but they cannot replace the supplier's role in shaping perception and value. Conclusion: distributor contracts are not legal ornaments. They are operational frameworks. Weak agreements trap suppliers in stagnation, while strong ones provide growth, accountability, and resilience. By embedding these 11 pillars: structural verification, purchase commitments, pricing discipline, contract rhythm, non-compete, sales conditions, jurisdiction, marketing obligations, reporting, territory, and active price leadership, companies protect both margin and market presence. It is important to underline, these pillars are not designed to coerce distributors, but to set transparent rules of engagement. Clarity prevents misunderstandings, reduces potential conflict, and ensures that both supplier and distributor operate under a framework of fairness and predictability. Insight from market practice: in Korea, many companies misuse distributor contracts as tools of coercion. The dynamic works only until the distributor begins selling equipment or products from competitors. At that moment, the supplier loses all leverage and the relationship enters a dead end, marked by conflict, disengagement, or silent erosion. This demonstrates why coercion is a short-term tactic. Once lost, authority cannot be recovered. The ultimate lesson is simple. In distribution, sustainable success is not built on coercion, but on structured clarity and active leadership.